And we are on air. Welcome everybody. Good evening and happy, absolutely not Halloween because it is November 5th and it is definitely not Halloween. We're definitely not celebrating Halloween, right? It's not like, any of us, are wearing any kind of, what's Halloween, right?
I dress normal.
Yeah, we dress normal. That's his actual face even. This is completely normal, absolutely normal for us. No problem there. Anyways, welcome once again to my old players. Welcome back to Avernus, Adventures League Avernus. And welcome to some new players today to Adventures League Avernus. You all joined at the end of Tier 3, so I certainly hope you're ready for a ton of surprising and very high DCs. I don't know if y'all are ready for that, but I hope y'all are ready for that. Anyways, never ready for that. Alright, so just to once again kind of summarize the story so far, what's been happening is the party that we've started off with, they had come to Baldur's Gate and helped a bunch of refugees from a very large city named Elturel. That city, also known as the Radiant Shining City, the Holy City, whatever you want to call it, but it is that kind of moniker, has suddenly one day disappeared, leaving only behind a crater and several refugees. The city of Elturel in its entirety was dragged down and pulled into hell. Into hell, the first layer of hell, known as Avernus. The domain of the former archangel, now archdevil, Zariel. The refugees that had survived and had run, which one of our players is, from, the city of Elturel, they had tried to escape and had made a kind of 3-month migration all the way to Baldur's Gate, another large city on the Swords Coast. Let me just pull that up on screen. Let's see how far that is. Ooh, yeah, it's been a while.
I missed.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since I pulled up one of these maps.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Where we go?
Yeah.
Oh, did I skip? Would I miss it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So. All right. So this is the Swords Coast map, as large as I could find it. And right here is Baldur's Gate, a city that's next to the river near the mouth of the Swords Coast Sea itself. And Elturgard, the area where Elturel is, the city, is also just upstream from it, about 3 months away. The city disappeared, and the refugees all flocked all the way towards Baldur's Gate. You guys being, some of you trying to be helpful, some of you trying to get a quick buck, and some of you just part of the the refugee swarm themselves. You were able to make your way to Baldur's Gate and bringing along some people with you. Some of those people in your caravan that you've helped along the way includes one very young girl, a very young girl named Dara, a almost 10-year-old girl with somewhat tan skin who doesn't really wear any shoes.
She's OP though.
Alright. So you think.
Well.
Yeah. And when she came with you, she had just kept watching you do the things that you helping people, whether it was for your own benefit or other people's benefit. And after your encounter in the city, defending yourselves against a devil, Dara then entrusts to the party to help her. She reveals herself as a chosen of the god Ilmater, one of the higher ranked gods, the god of sacrifice, pain, grief. It's the kind of god that if you're suffering, if you're in pain, the god that you pray to is Ilmater, and she is the chosen of Ilmater. She was given an oracle and had been tasked on a duty to save the Bloody Hooves, a group of soldiers whom previously joined the Archangel Zariel many, many years ago, many hundreds of years ago, on their descent from Celestia, which is the equivalent of heaven, down to the first layer of hell, Avernus, where they fought with the demons, the devils, at the same time. In an effort to, curb the fighting between the demons and the devils, Archangel Zariel brought her soldiers with her, the mighty Bloody Hooves, and had looked to try and end this bloody war. Unfortunately, in their final throes, the Bloody Hooves were ambushed, surrounded, and Zariel herself, with no other way to go, had surrendered and succumbed to the evils of hell, and under the Lord of Hell himself, Asmodeus, was then given dominion over Avernus. Because in Asmodeus's, twisted features, well, if you wanted to fight the demons and the devils so much, why not just join me as an archdevil and fight all the demons and devils you want? And that is the deal that they gave. So unfortunately, the Bloody Hooves, whom have been entrapped somewhere in Avernus, lost souls for an unknown many hundreds of years, have no idea that their ultimate commander, Zariel, has turned over to evil. Now, that is the holy quest that Ilmater, the god Ilmater, has quested upon Dara, this young girl, to go into Avernus and find the Bloody Hooves. But this is an incredibly insurmountable quest, and that's why she beseeches the party, i.e. y'all, to join her and dive into hell and find these boys so that maybe, you can redeem, Zariel. Maybe at least begin helping her. So far in the story, you guys, the party has gone into hell, and as you'd expect, hell not being a very safe place, they found some refuge in Mahadi's Emporium, a kind of moving nomadic camp in hell, one of the very few neutral zones in all of hell that is run by a Rakshasa, a kind of lion humanoid that is essentially immortal in all cases and senses, who uses the usual questionable business tactics to find some partners to, do his business amongst, the realms. Business. Yes. Now, thanks to this, and as well as a plane-shifting merchant monk, whose name is Fai Chen, you were able to get their help and finding some information of where the final resting place of the Bloody Hooves are, and making some friends, making some enemies along the way. You finally find that the location that they were at last is somewhere in Avernus known as the Canyon of Screams. However, the Canyon of Screams, known for that name because it is literally the border just outside where the Blood War is, which is the war between demons and devils that has been raging since the beginning of the existence of this realm. It is very, very precarious. And there are many, many traps, many madnesses that lie beneath. And so, thanks to the help of you guys as well, you were able to find the long dead souls of two angels, Verweer and Raskamides, a dog-headed angel and an owl-headed angel, whom help you on their way, despite, some questionable capability. However, thanks to them, they were able to help you find an artifact known as an artifact of Ilmater, which Dara now wears on her wrists, that give her some ability to help survive and help you survive in the Canyon of Screams. However, Dara, has died once during these escapades, yes. And you can feel that the effects of her holy aura diminish. You don't know what it is, but
was it the time that Dara got killed by General Everly?
Yes, it was. And this girl, who has somehow been able to withstand the horrors and the evils of Avernus. Just the air alone itself causes you to go evil, as what has been happening to each and every one of the players that play here regularly. Slowly and slowly, Avernus is starting to corrupt you all. And yet Dara has been able to resist it. However, more and more that she uses her powers, you can see it dwindling. And this is where the story is at now, where we have arrived at the Canyon of Screams, and we have discovered the first group of bloody hooves. These, who is a small group of these paladins that were with Zariel, whom were long dead, but were revived by the powers of Dara as a chosen of Ilmater. Now, they are exhausted, and you've just entered this cave, but to get here, to get to this winding cave, took you an unnecessarily long time, as within this large canyon, again, to describe it for our new players, it would be like a Grand Canyon type deal, where like nuclear bombs are being like launched off in the distance by whatever demon or devil is off in the distance over there, and literally the sound of the battle and the wind going through the canyon sounds like a literal like wails and screams. You guys have found your way into a cavern system within this canyon, but the cavern system itself is winding, long, and it shifts and moves. So traversing through it is all but impossible for any normal person. If only one of you were a ranger.
Stop there.
Please do not say the worst class in the AOL. I'm sorry, that's controversial.
Anyways.
All class are good.
Yeah.
Alright, that's where we're at now. You guys have found the first place. You found the first place within, the first tomb within the Canyon of Screams where the Blade Hooves are. And beyond this area is where they're tasking you to go next. Now, as you once again, hold on, let me just cue the music here. There you go. Alright, so, once again, just to give you a visual for the people who are streaming at home, center here is the 10-year-old Dara, Verweer, Raskamides, Fai Chen, Geralt Morian, a companion young silver dragon who you've helped, a silver dragon you've helped, and Glanring Ironbelly, one of the Bloody Hooves that was separated from the rest that you were able to rescue from his eternal sleep, let's say. Now, before this, one of Zariel's, let's call it subordinates, named General Everbleed, an Orthon, has been slowly hunting you guys. Whilst at first it was complete coincidence, now it seems like General Everbleed continues to kind of stalk you more and more. And as a true hunter, the General has been sending people to come after you, as well as discovered that Dara holds a certain key to what's going on here. So General Everbleed is after Dara, and other than, of course, trying to find the Bloody Hooves yourselves, you also have to guard Dara. Alright.
Is Verweer still the idiot he is?
Yes, Verweer, the dog-headed angel, is certainly still the same kind of guy he is, yes.
Fuck.
Alright, they have one question.
Yes.
Does my spell called Find Your Path still activate?
Finding Path, for the sake of a new module, unfortunately is no longer activated.
Got it.
Okay. So this is cameras at the moment, right?
It is. And on screen, on screen, this is one of the leaders that you just revived, Sir Gidor Honorsbright, a dwarven female paladin, one of the first that you were able to, that Dara was able to revive, and she informs you, just to summarize from the previous one, that some enemies are coming. The enemies that have been following you, the scouts, the demons, the devils that have been trying to brute forcefully bury themselves through the canyon, looking for, them, and looking for, Dara, they are getting closer and closer. So, with them that have just been revived after an unknown number of decades or, centuries, they are at a critical level of exhaustion. They are unable to help you along your way.
The incoming victims are there? People that are revived?
Roughly about 12, I believe.
But they cannot help us because they're tiny.
Yeah, exhausted. To put it in gaming terms, they would be at a level 4 exhaustion, which is why Gladring, when he woke up, he kept sleeping so much. because he was at a critical level of exhaustion. Literally, one more. If they don't rest, they will die again.
Can you revive?
Okay, but then exhaustion will be there.
Yep, exhaustion will continue.
So
We can't let them. We can't let them. I can't. I don't want to say this, but we can't let them die. But we have to save them no matter what at that moment.
Certainly, but they, thanks to your rallying before this,
Yes.
Dara, after being given another artifact from one of the big, the big three, Elmater, Tyr, and Torm, a group of deities who work with one another. Elmater had the artifacts, a bunch of bracers that look like barbs that dig into your skin and literally like make you bleed all the time. That Dara is currently wearing. Another artifact that Sir Guido Honorsbright was using, she hands it over to Dara, and now Dara is in possession of 2 artifacts. It does help her, cast Bless as much as she needs, cast some Heal, but you see that the more she uses it, even though she can use it at will, it does wear her down. Seeing this, Guido Honorsbright tells you all that she recommends you all go deeper in. Right now, they need to recuperate, and they'll continue to lay down traps as best they can to kind of slow down the enemies from, getting through.
Is there any way that you can let them rest for? Wait, Morphic, the new character had this spell that casts. When we were fighting that time, the spell.
You mean
The rope, yeah, the rope, yes.
It's for 1 hour.
1 hour.
They need 8 hours
They
for...
need
For a long
long
rest,
rest.
you need. The mechanic here is long rest. To remove exhaustion, every level of exhaustion needs a long rest to reduce. And the minimum requirement of a long rest is 8 uninterrupted hours. So to remove 4
Avernus.
levels, and in Avernus, again, the effects of the land of Avernus is that nothing you eat, normal food, will be absolutely tasteless
Unless you purify it.
unless you purify it. Nothing will ever taste right. You will not remember how much time has passed, and literally like mirages in the desert. Yeah, literally like mirages in the desert. Structures in the ground and geography just pop up. Suddenly you're walking on an open field, and one step and bam, canyon. Nothing makes sense in Avernus. That is the kind of effect that this realm has. Now, of course, the next thing that Sir Guido Honorsbright tells you to do is, after rescuing, of course, the soldiers that you see before you, deeper in to the cavern that you've now unlocked is more traps that were set by the clerics of the Bloody Hooves. Now, of course, the clerics there were a priority, and so they were entombed much earlier on. And that's why they left so many traps there. She tells you that you should expect for traps going further in, and they will try to stop the enemies from breaking in as easily as possible. And during this, you are inside already the cavern system, and yet you can still hear and feel around you just crunching and shaking of the earth beneath you, not knowing whether it's a creature doing that, a machine doing that, or maybe it's just the landscape itself shifting around. Do you have any questions before you get to this?
I have some. Do any of the clerics holding a magical item?
She tells you that the clerics are largely clerics of Torm. So other than their holy symbol, which she imagines they might have on them, she wouldn't know what items they would have on them at the time of their death.
Damn it. I can do that to the... That's way too quick.
But since they died,
And your idea there is that you're trying to use Find Path, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the thing.
So if you have a symbol of, a holy symbol of Torm, then you might be able to. Or do you?
No. But I'm gonna ask them, do they have the holy symbol of Torm?
Unfortunately not. They
Oh,
don't
man.
carry Torm symbol.
They'll be nice to you.
Yes, Kadron.
in addition to the dwarves, I seem to remember we're also exhausted.
Ah, yes, you all do have a level of exhaustion,
So
yes.
all of us, even the ones that did not.
Except the ones who are new, yeah, you all have currently have a level of
So
exhaustion.
including me?
What? You weren't here in the last one, right?
So I do not get exhaustion.
You do not have a level of
So
exhaustion.
1, 2, 3.
So Cliff and Lumen, you currently have one level of exhaustion carried over from the previous one. The reasoning is because
Properly.
right now in the Canyon of Screams, there is a certain madness that's going around, and it's starting to affect people here. And the passage of time also is really starting to get warped. So you don't really know how much time has passed. And so, with that, what would you all like to do? If you have any questions, you may certainly ask.
I have any more. More, do you have any? Alright.
I'm
Trying to still process it?
yeah, still processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
So
to
right
Tier
now in the cave, it's just a kind of wide open cave system, solid stone, and I imagine our halfling over here is the only one holding on to a torch because they have dark vision.
Dark vision.
Is it dark?
It is dark, pitch dark in caves.
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case,
Oh.
I asked them. So they are clerics of porn, right?
Yes.
If that's the case, I'm going to cast locate creature.
Hmm?
Locate creature.
Locate creature.
Yeah.
And what kind of creature are you locating?
So I'm looking at clerics of porn, right?
Mhm.
So humanoid. Yeah. So I have to describe or name the creature.
Okay.
So I'm gonna describe it as a clergy of forms.
So you're casting the spell with the image of a human
With a
wearing
a
what you-
holy symbol of form.
yes. All right.
Yeah.
What's the area of effect of your spell?
So concentration 1 hour. So the range is about 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. All right. And so, once again, being one of the clerics of Saloon is a wonderful thing. Saloon being one of the more greater and older deities of the pantheon, she's very, very kind to the people who worship her. And so when you ask and you cast your spell, you simply ask, where are there humans? However, you see none. Other than the ones around you, you see none. Not really.
Shy.
Now, whether your spell failed because there are no quote-unquote humans, and whether those humans might be considered human or dead,
Yeah.
is unknown. However, you do not feel any response. Get to mark that down as a spell slot.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Because I had to keep reminding stuff.
All right.
Alright, and since you're also exhaustion, okay, who exhaustion right now? Like between the
you.
And also me.
Yeah.
three,
Three.
I have 2 levels. By the way.
2 level exhaustions.
Yeah, I stayed
I'm
out.
fine if you wanna cast two for him.
Yeah.
Can that?
At
For you
this,
guys, I'm fine.
at this point, okay, so I'm gonna cast Great Restoration on you, so you have first level exhaustion. You know what?
You know what, bro? I'll
Too late,
cast
too late.
Greater Restoration on you with one of my
Should've been an
beats.
elf.
What? Really? You have green? Oh yeah.
I
okay.
do have my beats. I have 3 of them. So
Alright,
I
alright.
have 3 Greater Restorations,
Oh, yeah.
which my beats will refresh. So it's a waste to not use them. So I'll just take all my beats, not those kind of beats. Just pick it out,
Okay.
tuck 2 of them out, and just pass them to both.
Alright, so as you once again take this time to cleverly use your items to make sure everyone is up to as best of an fighting chance as you can get, knowing the dangers that lie within. Voltra, Greater Restoration, doesn't really bother you that much. However, as you continue to walk by the very exhausted, bloody hooves paladins that just lie around, you can't help but think to yourself, they were dead a few moments ago. This feels wrong. Now, you recall that,
Yes.
you are now a paladin of the Raven Queen. And the Raven Queen doesn't look kindly upon the undead, nor does she look kindly upon, coming back from the dead.
So Moltra's thought process is, for the only person that he was dead is Verweer.
Certainly.
So Verweer is Moltra's enemy. I'm speaking in Moltra's intelligence level,
Alright.
which is -1. So Verweer is enemy.
Certainly.
These people just came back to life. Moltra no restore. If they die, they die.
Certainly. Such as it may be. Death happens to all. And that is the way it goes. Yes.
Verweer is Verweer.
As you-
Verweer died.
Look over, giving over the beads as everybody starts healing. You look over to the angel-headed dog that's once again just guarding itself next to Dara, who is lightly healing everybody and as well as blessing everybody's water. The dog kind of senses you looking over and just looks over to you, and just kind of
One day.
as you both share sparks, you can't help hear a voice inside your head just goes, "Oh, they should just die."
Verweer can die. The others, Moltra has slight sympathy. It's not
Certainly. As fellow paladins of good, you certainly do have sympathy for them. Alright. How about you guys? Would you like to do anything before continuing your delve within the cavern and canyon of screams?
I'm a human
Yes, you are.
with a shadow bomb ability,
Yes, you do.
but I don't think I have dark vision.
No, you do not. There is a torch with you, so you're good.
That sounds very.
There's a bug there.
Exactly.
very ironic.
No way. So I've got this action, the shadow arts. I can cast spells. So with 2 key points, I'm casting dark vision on myself.
Okay.
Smart.
Oh.
What a waste, but smart.
Exactly.
Don't cast it first.
Don't
okay?
cast
I mean-
it first. Don't cast it first.
Yeah.
A DM's advice right now. Great idea. Very good use of an ability. Right now, your halfling a halfling rogue, currently has a torch. So you currently don't need it. Your dark vision would only last about an hour.
No, it's 8 hours.
Oh, would last
Still
8 hours.
still.
However, 8 hours
In
is in Avernus is very relative term.
So,
We don't know the time,
Unless
so
you,
Exactly.
just you?
It's just me.
unless you have keen mind. That's why I asked you if you have
I
keen
don't
mind
have.
or not.
That's why I asked you to get a feat or no.
Yeah, either a keen mind or if any of you happen to have multi-class into ranger,
Shut No! Shut up already!
Don't no.
Hashtag love rangers. Ranger love baby. Anyways, so again, great idea. Take an inspiration.
Oh!
Very, very clever use of a skill in your early games. That mechanic is called inspiration, where if the DM, i.e. me, I like something, then I can award you a dice, in this case 1d4, that you can use to roll additionally to any ability roll or save roll that you deem.
Okay.
So let's say, your roll's not good enough, or you feel like it's not good enough. If you have an inspiration, you can use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright? Which is different from the bardic inspiration,
Yeah, the one
which
I gave
is
you yesterday.
yeah, which only lasts for 15 minutes to 1 hour?
Guided.
Huh?
Like guided.
It's similar. Yeah, similar to that one too. So it's just an extra plus, but from me the DM, because that's a smart use of an ability. Well done. Good job reading your class. Anyways.
+1 intelligence.
Alright.
Still something.
It's still something. So, Kadron, did you have anything else? Being in the dark and being, in the previous module, you were unlucky enough to have fallen into some madness and literally stumble through the Canyon of Screams in the dark alone, and you had encountered devils. Somehow your disguise worked against the devils.
Somehow.
There was a cave-in. You got attacked by evil fey goblin things, and then somehow you encountered a Cheshire cat creature that helped you out and is willing to follow you around now because you have a flying broom and it likes that.
He's playing Phasmophobia all alone.
Yep. Yeah. So
Basically, he's infamous but strong.
That would have been a great Halloween episode. I mean, not Halloween
Not Halloween,
episode.
no.
Not Halloween
No,
episode.
definitely
Yeah,
not Halloween.
a costume theme episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, do you have anything you'd like to do at the moment?
So right now, Kadrin is feeling a little rattled.
You certainly are.
But you're feeling better.
Rattled.
Yep. You certainly are. After getting your friends healing you up, as well as the very fluffy cat with wings next to you, just follow you around. What would you like to do?
Right now, he's just watching like dice with his heart, like a talisman.
All right. So as
Damn. Is it big?
No, it's
it's a cat. It's a cat size. It just got wings, right? And so
It's cute though.
it is cute though. All right. Let's show that one on screen. Yeah. Look at that. Tilsey the Tressim, a cat, a flying cat, great flying cat. All right. And so you continue to wonder, as you continue delving deeper and deeper in, the madness has already hit you several times. You're starting to lose a sense of self here. I mean, as a folk hero, you idolize stories of heroes. But the bad thing about that in your youth is that you tend to develop a kind of displaced sense of self. And being in Avernus, doing the things that you're doing right now, is starting to warp your mind. Alright.
Welcome to
That
this-
only leaves Steve. Steve, what would you like? Oh, by the way, you never gave me your name.
John 3.
John 3. Jonathan 3.
Yeah.
John
I've
3.
got 2 John Malts.
Excellent. Welcome, John 3. Alright, so Steve, anything you'd like to do here?
I'm alright. I have nothing in mind. Just try to go up to my companions and share my wise wisdom of my old adventures in the grove. I'm pretty much that old uncle that,
There's some hope.
that just kind of wandered in the bar.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I used to travel my fair share of caves.
Yeah.
Never in hell,
Never
but
in hell.
you know.
But they were underground.
they were underground.
And I see Rogue. Sorry, what's your name?
Kadrin.
Kadrin. I see Kadrin's unwell, so I try to comfort him, talking about my old caves and my old bears.
And
Yeah.
weirdly enough, he kind of appreciates the stories.
Yes.
It's a perfect match.
It's a perfect magic.
Folk hero background and an old man. So this is what you're playing today, huh? Okay, I can roll with this. I can totally roll with this. All right, and so as you finish just setting up, a few minutes have gone by now, and right now the exhausted Ballyhoof members with their little satchels and water bottles, they've started spraying it around as you realize that Dara has been blessing the water bottles this entire time, and it's being used as a component for some traps. I mean, these paladins might be exhausted now, but they were in the army of, Zariel, so they are capable guys. And girls, not to discriminate. Anyways. I imagine right now, you all feel like you do continue moving through the cavern.
Yes, to find the Pergius.
You certainly do. As you make your way and you begin to walk in through, one of the continued caverns in, you hear behind you once again them just spraying the water around. And as you get deeper and deeper in, the sound of the spraying just kind of disappears, and the sound of the ground rumbling just underneath your feet continues to get quieter and quieter.
What's that?
I have no idea.
But for now, can I take the lead? Suss out any traps being broken and all that.
Certainly.
Yeah, we knew there's traps here.
Yeah.
Definitely traps here.
Yep. And so, amongst the group of you right now is the party themselves, as well as far off behind, Dara and the two angels, the dog-headed and owl-headed angel, Veskir and Rescumides, as well as Garel Morian, the currently in human form silver dragon, who's got a bit of a coward complex. Well, all of them have a weird complex. But
The
anyways,
further, additionally, the further complex now.
and now further complex, but that's for a different character entirely.
Yeah. Thank goodness he's not here.
Yep. All right.
You don't want to know.
All right. And so, once you go further into the tunnels of the tomb, what feels like about an hour's travel, the tunnel suddenly ends, and all that's there within this narrow tunnel is just a wall, polished, just black stone polished with what looks to be some engraved writings on it. Now, the wall bears carvings of a sword and about 2 holes approximately 6 inches wide and 1.5 feet apart. So like literally just like arms, like shoulders length apart.
So we're seeing now just a wall.
Yep. And as he was leading, as you bring the torch closer towards it, the writing does look kind of familiar. It is written in Celestial.
Oh. I can read Celestial.
You can?
Yeah, I've got this tongue, sun and moon. I can understand.
Oh, right, monk. Yes,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, of course.
So I deciphered this thing.
And so
It
again,
says,
as a monk, you spend a lot of time studying, and yeah, it's like studying in not a book kind of way, but like you kind of looking at nature, looking at people, hearing how they talk. There are some patterns. It's like every language is just and a few vowels in between, right? So it's not too hard to understand that kind of thing. And as you look at it, you're like, yeah, this is that fancy angel writing. It's like, fancy angel writing. It sounds kind of like rhymes sometimes.
kind of posh to me.
Kind of posh, yeah, it really does. It really does. And as you read it out, your brothers and sisters in faith await. May your light once again foment fear in the hearts of the wicked. Again, very fancy writing. It does sound like, something the paladin-y type would write. Make an intelligence check.
Oh no.
What?
This is a paladin thing to do. Did he read it out? I assume so.
No, he read it out like first. Yeah. So I would like you to make a history check. Sorry.
History check, yeah. 15. 15.
15. All right. I mean, this isn't rocket science. I mean, 2 holes, shoulder length, a lot of angel writing. Come on. Paladins are kind of... They have this pattern, it's like, oh, be worthy, all that jazz. You probably have to stick your hands in those holes.
So I feel like you
I nominate
And
Paladin.
and Baltra, being the quite not as smart paladin he is, and he listens to his friends and don't want them to be hurt, sticks his hands.
But I said, hold on. There's a trap. Check on the trap.
my dice is cursed now.
Ah! Woo! I love to hear it. Oh! I love to hear it. I love it, baby.
Check on what?
Whoa.
Survival.
That is a 1.
Gone.
That is a 1.
Is it 12 fail?
A
Bountiful
12.
luck. I get.
Who?
Use bountiful.
Who does? Oh, does it work on saving throws? Can you grant it on saving throws?
Yes.
Yes.
What saving throw is this?
Wisdom saving throw.
I got 18.
18. 18. 1 reroll. 9. 8. Okay, 8.
24.
24.
16.
16.
12.
12.
16.
Is it a fail?
16. All right.
Thanks, dude.
So,
One guy.
so Boltra, as you and you look it out, and it's like, okay, I'm good, and as you're like, okay, you go in, and as the first step you walk in, you hear, just the sounds of music,
Oh.
sounds of music, and you're just like, what is that beautiful? And then you suddenly hear an old man go, back in my day, I remember going through caves even deeper than this one. And you honestly can't think of any cave deeper than this one off the top of your head. I mean, you're about a month travel inside here as far as you know, and you've never seen a cave this far in. And you just hear him continue rambling on. Now, Lumen, you can't help but listen to, and Voltra, while the music starts affecting you at first, you just like, yeah, caves, yeah. The monk, you're looking at that, it's like, he stuck his hands in there. It's gonna be fun to fuck with this paladin. Can I swear in this show? Yeah, screw it. Anyways, as the rest of you begin walking in, Kadrin and Cliff, the two of you, while they begin walking inside, you start hearing just music playing in the background. Just wonderful, wonderful music.
Do I see the black being charming at this moment?
No.
To the music?
Do I know I failed?
What? There's no. You don't hear any music.
No. I'm seeing them. Like, as
Oh
being
no,
charmed.
you walked off first. You're listening to his old story, and plus, they're just listening to music. And although you're just like, huh, it's an interesting sound to come out from a cave. I mean, this cave has made sounds of.
And a lot of screaming.
Yep, a lot of screaming. You only really hear screaming, and from the rest of them, maybe screaming in a certain rhythmic sense. If you remix it a little, maybe it sounds like music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're listening to. Yeah, sure. It really is.
Lil Wayne comes in.
Yeah. And, nothing seems wrong at all. Nothing at all.
Okay, wait,
And Kadrin,
Yes.
you know what? Everything seems to be fine, Just listening to stories and all. But, you've already kind of gotten yourself into a bit of trouble. You kind of don't trust much right now. I mean, you can still trust your friends. I mean, they're fine. But, whatever else is in here, you kind of don't trust. And then, what's your passive perception? Quite high, if I'm not mistaken.
No. My passive perception is 10. It's my insight, that's 9.
Oh, excellent. All right. Excellent. I mean, not excellent. I mean, as you continue, as the rest of them begin to walk in, and you two begin to, go in, with just the torch around you, you kind of hear heavy footsteps. As you just look behind you and see nothing but darkness and the cave that you just came down from.
Can we see Dara and the others?
Yeah. They've joined after them. And right now it's just Kadrin and Cliff at the back. And you feel like you're hearing footsteps. And I don't know, maybe these footsteps sound familiar, you're not really sure. They sound like, I don't know, you're not really sure, Maybe you're going insane, and you continue moving into the cavern.
Am I just talking to Lumen then?
Huh?
Am I just talking to Lumen then?
Oh yeah, you're talking to Lumen and them. You're chewing their ear off.
Listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And so they used to call it spelunking back in my days. Now they used to go underwater, but the term could have been used for cave spelunking as well. Now we would of course use the best ropes and materials that I don't have on me right
So
now.
then help me pass through these comments.
You do. You know, it does something. It certainly does. And Cliff, the dark is really comfortable. The dark is really, really comfortable. But as you're walking past that barrier, you kind of feel like, you know, you're looking at the door that just opened. You're like, I can come in, right? Okay. And then you walk in, and you're like, okay. But for some reason, you felt like you had to ask permission to enter, you know, past that door.
That's weird.
Yeah, it certainly is. You can feel that throb on your neck just a little bit, you know, more. And you just... sorry, context for the other players and for the people watching. In a previous session, our friend Cliff here, the Warlock Sorcerer, had befriended a very powerful vampire lord. Oh yeah, you befriended him. What else would you call him giving you a kiss on the neck?
Oh, you're a vampire.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
Yeah, you guys you guys this for context, but you guys do not know this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For context sake, that's what's happening.
That's happening, but you guys do not know this, so I don't think.
It's been a long adventure, and every single one of them has had really bad stuff happen to them.
Alright, any chance I get to see the bite, I want to say something.
Oh no, you're listening to his story far off. There. He's all the way over the back, and you know you ask permission. You're walking through the door. You feel good, like a weird OCD. You know, like a weird OCD. You're like, okay, I'm good, and you continue going down.
He's slave. He's a slave.
All right.
He's a slave.
Don't remind me about that.
Now, as we continue moving on, and the party, you know, after an unknown amount of time, continues to go through this single winding path. It's just cavern of stone, and you can't help but wonder just, you know, like how old this thing is. But as you go deeper and deeper in, you can feel the air thinning. You can feel the air thin, and you can feel the absolute lack of wind down here. Literally, the torch that he's carrying around with you is the only thing creating any kind of updraft. And the smell of just still air and like rot and must is definitely starting to build. It's getting a little bit hard to breathe, and you can't help but hear every time you guys step around, you're looking at everyone's steps, and you hear just a set of steps that is just completely off rhythm to everybody else's steps. Like, whose steps are those? You look back, you see nothing there. You're looking at Dara and the owl and the dog angels, and they're stepping, their wings are fluttering across the ground, and they're still making sound. But there's a set of steps there that you just can't freaking see who's making them. And it's starting to, you know, bother you a little bit. But on the surface, you are cool.
Could I slightly expand my mind? Have regrets about the dying unicorn.
What?
The unicorn that died. Maybe if I just suggestion heard hooves clapping.
Heard hooves clapping?
Yeah.
It is quite quiet right now with a passive perception of 10. Hooves sound very distinct. Certainly doesn't sound like hooves. It does sound like heavy footsteps. Though so far it just seems to be kind of you who's noticed them. I mean, even Lumen, who's usually quite attentive to these things, hasn't really, you know, noticed anything.
With 25, yeah.
Yep, 25 passive perception. You know, it doesn't. Lumen doesn't seem to be noticing anything. She's still kind of listening to the old man rattle on. And as you continue moving on, and you move on and you move on, you're leading the way with the torch. You just, you know, like you can't help but just kind of walk, and it's really distracting you. This steps are just distracting you, and as you just pass over and you continue walking down, you feel like something changed in the air. You look around, you didn't notice anything, but then you feel like you might have accidentally set off a magical trap. As you step back and tell everybody to stop, and as you stop talking about the time you went spelunking with a guy named Cameron.
Cameron, Cam the man.
Yeah, Cam the man. Set records for deepest, you know, dives. Yeah, absolutely, totally. And as he was in the middle of that story, you just stop everybody and you kind of feel around. I would like you to make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
What's wrong, Cameron?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
What
Top
do you
10
mean
things you say before something's wrong.
With reliable talent, that is 18.
Oh
18.
no!
Alright.
Okay.
Oh,
It was-
really? With reliable talent?
Yeah.
That's 18?
Yeah, I have proficiency.
Yeah, really.
No. Like, what was the actual... That's pretty low for... What was the roll?
Or
It was 7 and not 20.
Oh,
Go to
damn.
that thing.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. That's so sad.
18.
Yeah, reliable... Rogues, man. Rogues. That's what they do. At level 16, that's what they do. Anyways, as you just kind of run your hands really, really quickly against the ground, you see nothing. You see no holes, no trap holes, no mechanisms of any kind. However, you just kind of you invoke a small mage hand at the surface of your hands, and you grasp again in the air, because you're looking for a magical trap. And you find some remnant, a little bit of a heavy remnant of what looks to be some kind of like alarm that might have just been triggered as you crossed over it. So whatever that alarm, whoever that alarm was for, someone certainly knows you're in here.
Okay. Kendron, anything wrong?
Yeah, is there anything wrong, kid?
may have alerted some unfriendly company.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Don't tell me that.
Oh, God. Turn into a bat and
Evil,
then
evil
try to
person.
hear if anything's changed in the sound.
You want to change it to a bat?
Turn into a bat.
Right.
A wild bat.
So,
Giant bat.
while reminiscing about Cameron, and you're like, oh, we've triggered a trap? I say, oh, okay, cool. Cameron, diving, traps, sonar, bat. And then suddenly, you decide to just morph yourself into a bat that you've seen on your numerous, cave diving. Eventually you'll find a bat,
I've always seen
and then you become a bat. And then immediately you get blinded by a torch being lit over there, and you're like, and as you just like flutter a little bit ahead to get out of the dim light range of the torch that's being lit.
Wait, bats don't have eyes.
What?
Echolocation.
No, bats do have eyes.
You have eyes?
No,
You
they
have
do
They
have
have
eyes.
eyes.
No, they do have eyes. They see quite well, but they're sensitive to light.
Yes.
Especially if you're in darkness and suddenly so it's like literally infrared bright light, and you're like,
Oh.
yeah. It's like, remember that time I was with Ace? Ace told me flaps are open wide, ailerons to stabilize. Okay, I'm good. It's like, thanks, Ace. And as you remember Ace, good times, Ace. You guys, had that theme song. Yep, and as you flutter on just beyond the darkness, and you once again find, that the darkness, you can see some of the cave. It continues to wind and all, and you continue, right, sonar. And as you begin to, you all hear the sounds of bat chirping, just off. You continue to hear, and the sonar you can feel only continues further forward. And yet a little bit further forward, you can hear the sound and the chirping rebound just a little bit ahead, like a little bit over a whiles ahead. And you can feel it just hit some solid stone wall again. It's probably the end of this tunnel. Maybe another door. As you and you flutter back, and you try to speak in bat language, as no one understands you. Cliff then is like, oh, yeah, you can hear him.
He says there's something at the end.
Wait!
And-
I don't
Wait,
realize anything.
wait.
With my tongue, I think I could understand that.
It's not a language. It's animal language. It's not a language.
Oh, and
Wait
he can
a
understand.
minute.
You don't know this. You don't know this.
Wait.
The only people who know this.
Yeah. I was there too.
Really?
Okay. I was
So I asked, how'd you know?
It's my talent. As an entertainer.
Oh.
I mean, entertainers, they kind of have a different language, similar to rogues. They kind of have a different language. So
I see. Yeah. He's
even some druids have a different language that's not really obvious.
Like I go to
So
Lumen.
maybe it's not within the realms of impossibility. But whatever trick that is, you wanna know.
Yes.
my eyes on you.
Hey, look, he's a clown. Clown usually have a amazing talent in speaking.
All right, and for the next part, if you don't mind, I would like to just theater of the mind this.
Oh yeah.
All
Alright.
right, and so
Oh.
eventually you continue moving on, and as far as you can tell, there are no other traps other than that alarm trap that you just set off accidentally. As you continue moving forward, you don't know how long it's been. You really don't know how long it's been. Now, because you don't know how long it's been, I ask the party, would you like to short or long rest at this moment?
Okay. So,
I don't think we're all exhausted anymore yet.
no, here's the thing. We don't know how many hours we've been going.
Yep. So if
someone
you
has
yeah.
keen mind
Yep.
or extra knowledge,
Yep.
I asked.
If we have
Do I get
a short rest, I can give some buffs to people.
Yep. And because you don't know what time it is, and because you still technically need to eat at least twice on a short rest, if you don't do that in the correct times, you do gain a level of
I
exhaustion.
mean, I have rations and I have purified food and water. Let's get some buffet going here. Let's go.
yeah, let's short rest for now.
Catnap.
For it.
And
So
then
you
the-
choose to short rest.
I don't need to eat. I've got timeless body.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do not.
Alright.
Monks are good here.
Before
Okay.
we short rest, I cast 8 on all 6 of us.
Hmm?
So your maximum hit points
Yeah.
add an additional 20.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Okay, during that, I'll just go normal. I'll just sit down, and I'm going to the toilet.
All right. And so as you all sit down and you, with your torch down, and as you relight your torch and then just chuck it into one of the softer parts of the ground, it creates a small, enough like area of rest for you guys. Dara and the angels and the dragon don't seem to need to eat, but they do take the time to just rest. And it seems like Dara at this point is continuing to pray, as well as just it seems like she's just kind of healing herself and her friends, almost like she's casting like holy spells on them. With you guys, you first of all take out your rations and your water, and you maybe if we're further down enough, maybe it'll taste better. And as you bite down on your ration, it just turns to dust in your mouth, and it tastes like nothing but ash. And you're like, it tastes like nothing. There's no nutrients to it. You are getting nothing from it.
Hold on. At the
And
end,
then at that point,
I have an idea.
yeah, and then at that point, your paladin friend that you were making fun of just earlier casts purify food and water on your food, and you chew it, and it's like, it still tastes horrible, but it's edible, and it does fulfill enough time for a short rest.
How long is the torch? How long does it light up?
The torch,
Yeah.
arbitrary, and plus it's hell, so fire tends to last a little bit longer.
Can I spot a vantage point?
Inside a cavern,
Yeah.
vantage point as in, what are you trying to look for?
I don't like signs of people ambushing us or anything.
Okay.
Can I
I'll
give him some guidance?
Huh?
I'll give him some guidance.
If you use these kind of actions, like spells and
It's
stuff,
a cantrip.
yeah, those kind of actions, it would break your short rest. However, exploration and that kind of thing does count. You can still do that within a short rest. So, unfortunately, you won't be able to use your cantrip for this, but I will allow you to make a survival check to try and look around for sus things.
I think I will make a perception check to see the shadow.
6.
6. All right, perception check. Go ahead.
Can I use my passive stuff?
Passive perception. The things that you use your passive perception are different.
Alright, so still roll. Alright, let's see what I have. 21.
21. All right. And so, as you're looking about and you're listening to, the fire just crackle, and again, being in a cave underground with fire, you feel the air get really thin, really fast. The air is not flowing. All that heat and all the carbon dioxide is just building in that spot. So you're just like, you're breathing in hot air as you're. So you're only hearing the sound of crackling, the sound of like fire, burning, and each other's breaths.
Do I notice this going on lumen or I'm just still resting?
Yep, still resting. And as you're looking about, you're not really seeing anything. You know, you have dark vision. However, you know, in a cavern with, you know, stone and that kind of thing, there is only stone. I mean, you're no miner, you're no dwarf. It's kind of hard to differentiate a stone and another stone. And you honestly don't see anything, you know, suspicious at all.
Oh, man went spelunking.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, after this rest, we need to switch off the lights. Instead of using torch, I'm gonna cast lights for it
Okay.
after this rest.
All right. And so you hear him, and as the fire is still igniting, and you're still just looking out, humans and people with dark vision, there's a little bit of difference there. Although people with dark vision can see in the dark, you see at best a gray contrast picture. There's a certain level of depth that you can see in actual light. And as you're looking around, you know, you're seeing just what's within that light range, and that dim light range. You know, you guys move around pretty loud all together. And you move, you know, and you stomp. However, any stones that you step on that roll downhill from where you are, you can see them downhill. And yet, you feel like some bits of rubble might have fallen behind you. Now, it could just be wind, again. It could just be slight rumbling. It could be nothing at all. But other than just, you know, bits of stone that might have just been stuck there for a bit, that, you know, your movement and the airflow that you've created just kind of tumbles it over, it could have just been that. But you don't know.
No, I just want to teleport somewhere.
This is scary.
Alright, so
Short rest done?
as your short rest abates, I would like y'all to make another wisdom saving throw.
Why?
Oh,
I nearly done.
Ah, finally something good.
good.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
What's 14 plus 8?
Oh, that's
22.
That's definitely hard.
22.
You with some high, man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
First time, receive. First time, receive.
The best part is I can teleport. I've been waiting my whole
D&D life
D&D
too.
life to play up to this point. I wanted to play level 7 monk, that's it. After this I'm done. Bye guys.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, while we were playing level 60.
Yeah. In hell.
In hell.
But bro,
In
level
less
17
than
monk.
ideal situations.
Better.
Alright.
That's what I'm missing.
Okay, so
Ooh.
at this point, what do you guys do?
So we already finished our short rest, right?
Yep.
Alright.
And so as you finish your short rest and you wake up, there's another door. Polished stone door, no writing on it. Nothing really. What do you do?
Openable?
Openable, yes.
Ultra open?
Oh, sorry, who else is, you're a, let me just double check this. You're a dwarf, right? Well, dwarves are medium or small?
We are medium.
Alright,
Oh, you're dwarf.
so I need Steve.
Dwarf. Splunk.
How about the wisdom save? Nothing.
My big boy.
And also, I need to add in John 3.
John 3.
You can be long way, John.
No, John is OP.
Alright. And so, wisdom saving throws. Results, please.
18 for Cliff.
18,
14.
14,
15.
15,
18.
18, 22,
12.
12. Alright.
22.
And so,
Yeah, 22.
all of you continue to, you know, as you know, you see the door, and you heard earlier from the cleric that, you know, maybe using torches down here might not be the best idea. You snuff out the torch, you know, Kadrin, you snuff out the torch as best you can,
And I will cast light
and you cast light on
on the torch.
the torch. So instead of the fire, you just snuff it out, and for a moment there is only darkness, a pitch darkness, and then
Let there be light.
let there be light, and there it was. As a magical light radiates the area, you know, very bright and much more radiant than the flickering of a torch. You definitely feel that the polished stone of this door just ahead of you is, you know, much more brighter now. Do you choose to open it?
ultra open.
Another. At this point in time, I need to check how long concentration I need to focus on this. Where are you? There you go. Okay, let's open it.
Well, as usual, Malta is always the opener.
All right. And so as you just open the stores, as you hear the encouragement of your friend, you open the door and it opens up into a much larger space, a much larger, much wider, much taller space. Another cavern system that seems to level out now, not inclining down, but it levels out. And as you open the doors, you can feel the air, whatever musty air in there, just passing. Fresh air.
You might tell me like that.
As
Mascot,
you-
guys, mascot.
As you enter in the area, you cover your mouths. You can't help but just cover your mouths like you're in the middle of some kind of pandemic, and you just enter in the area. As you all enter in one by one, it's all somewhat tiled floors. It's stone. It's still rough, but it's tiled. Like somebody took time to set this out
Yeah.
flat.
Is that per scale?
That is per scale, yes.
So the tiles are big.
The tiles are these are like larger tile grids,
Ah, yes.
but each tile is still roughly about 5 feet by 5 feet, roughly around your
Our
size.
size, okay.
And as you all enter in one by one, you just see a large open cavern with Kadrin, like behind you, just helping light you all through. You all go inside and you feel mustiness, and you all start to hear like a bit of music. In fact, like it's not bad. A little eerie. Some good rhythm here and there. Very, very lull-y, but you actually start hearing some music, and it feels like it's very, very far away, but you cannot help but hear the echoes of music just reverberate off the walls of this cavern. And as you all walk in and you acclimate yourself to this large cavern, you then just take some time. And as you do, Kadrin being the last one in there, holding onto the bright light, and you go inside, you hear, and you just look back. Damn it, you hear steps again. But that time it wasn't just steps. I heard something cough. Or was it a laugh?
Catherine, are you okay?
As you see him, kind of look behind at nothing. Kadrin, you look back at your party friend, your friends. You say anything to them?
Fine.
You're
not fine. Hold on, I got an idea. Hold on.
We're
Okay.
never fine here. It's hell.
Appointment.
Did you just spray some holy water in your eyes?
Cruising.
Okay, alright. Okay.
So yeah.
And so as you cast True Seeing, was that a spell?
It's a level 6 spell.
What component?
Oh, you're using components here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
an
you have
ointment. It's an ointment for eyes.
Yeah, a material component, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're an acolyte, so you should have that, right?
Yes, I do.
And so as you just drip it into your eyes, and you just, oh gosh, even the ointment, how do I smell this? Why do I smell brimstone in my eyes? And so as you just kind of rub your eyes, you can't help but just rub your eyes, and you look around, and it is an open hallway. As you look back to where he's looking, you see nothing. And you're just like, you're looking, and you're kind of looking there, looking up towards the winding like hills up there, and as far as you can see off that corridor, there's nothing.
Even so, yeah. I'm like, Adrian.
Yes.
Get in front. You're a bit. You're not fine. You're not fine. Honestly, you're not fine right now.
And your friend's telling you you're not fine, but you feel fine. You know, you're just hearing something suspicious. You can't help it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly can't help it. Do you move to the front?
Yeah.
Just right,
Yeah.
just behind me.
Yeah. So Kadrin, you resign yourself to just following Lumen here. And as you're kind of like taking one last look at the back, and you could have sworn you heard something. You could have sworn you've been listening to something behind you follow you. As you continue moving into the cavern, and as Lumen, you just kind of like, okay. And as he goes in, and the doors begin to just close once again. You know, it seems like they kind of close. As they close once again, and as the light kind of dims off from that corridor, you look back at the corridor as the light continues to dim, and make a perception check.
12. Can I guidance this?
What?
No.
Too late.
Yeah, I
It's,
know.
Yeah.
12.
And as you look back, and you're just like looking at the door, and as it just continues, you're just like, I don't know. It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Alright.
nothing there.
That's
And so-
wonderful.
As you enter the area, the cavern is full of tiles. You know, just tiles all around. Southward to you is another like a larger cavern way, but it's all tiles. So it looks like a whiles away.
I
And
mean, okay, from this moment on, Walter will use his normal caltrops.
okay,
Drop some caltrops to mark some way, if just in case.
okay,
So,
alright,
just be sure I have true sight.
okay.
True
Yes.
sight, and I can notice a secret doors by magic, and I can also see through ethereal plane.
See through
Ethereal plane.
ethereal plane.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so, after having some brimstone stuck in your eyes, you can't help but like it's like looking back there, you didn't really see nothing, but occasionally you see just a kind of spirit just float on by. You know, it's like you know, a spirit just go through, and you're like,
Makes sense.
and then you're like, oh. Shit.
Somebody dead.
They're just literally passing through the walls.
Hey, that's I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah. And as the rest of you continue to walk through, I assume you're walking southwards. You know,
Yeah.
as you're here, do you do anything? Would you like to do
Can
anything?
I like inspect the tiles? Like,
Inspect the tiles.
I've
You
got some
certainly-
stonework lore, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of back in the day. I used to make stone just like this, you know, when I was working in the carpentry guild. I was a stone worker, masonry guild. My bad, sorry.
Take a D4 inspiration.
Thank you.
All right. Mark that down somewhere under inspiration. 1d4. All right. And so, roll a knowledge, history, or any kind of intelligence check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, roll twice. Take the highest number. Highest number. Number one.
7. No, 6. No, 5.
Wait, hold on. What's your highest one?
My highest int
Okay.
is -1. They're all -1.
No,
You
you
don't have
can use
any
nature. You
proficiency.
can use nature.
Nature or nature or nature.
11.
10. Because the -1.
No, it's already calculated for you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
11.
11.
11.
11. Right.
The first one,
What check was that? Nature check.
Yes, nature check.
Nature check at 11 with your dwarf stone knowledge.
Yes.
Omar is like big brain plays here.
Listen to you players at home. Learn your skills. Because they come up in weird places. Anyway, so as you just kind of, you're like, it's like, oh, back in the day, you know, it's like, I remember my old buddy, what's a tiler here in Brunei? What's a tiling store in Brunei?
Apa tiling?
Tiling shop. Ada. Anybody? No? Gold mine, Encore.
Goldman is one, right?
Gold mine. It's like, you remember, you know, it's like, a dwarven pastime is mining. You love stone, you love the earth, you love nature, you know? It's like, and a buddy of yours, gold mine, he loves stone, you know? And he would mouth off things about stone he honestly didn't care about. I mean, what sizes are better, tile tolerances, you know? And all that was very, very boring, you know, especially the technical parts. However, you do kind of recall one thing. It was a comment that he made once when he was talking about a guy who ordered a bunch of tiles made out of stone, this thick slab of stone. Wizards, you know, horrible, you know, this just annoying buyers, you know, bad credit. The specifications were, you know, human size, 5 foot by 5 feet, and the specifications were specifically was you would have to step on it. And you wondered to yourself, it's like, oh, Goldmine, why would you follow this kind of stupid advice? And it's like, wizards, you know, they always want to cast stupid spells on their little traps, you know, they're really paranoid. They cast traps all over this place. So, you know, this is a popular stone to put them on.
Okay.
And then you think to yourself, this kind of looks like that.
Okay.
What a roll.
What a roll!
Was it
Good job, man. You really did well.
I kind of don't tell anyone yet.
It is certainly up to you. All right, and
processed
so
in my mind yet.
as it's processing through your mind, it's like, oh yeah, gold mine. Oh, I remember him.
Just
We used to go coffee each other, and as you continue going down and you
I can
continue
see,
walking.
so if anything like magical traps there, I should see the by then.
No, you don't see nothing magical. It's all tile. It's all tile. You only see tile. All right, and
Can I see like spots? I really want to like see some vantage points about if anything happens on the ready action to teleport.
all right. Being the more, you know, from your criminal background, you never want to be ambushed. That is
Never.
kind of natural, you know. That's absolutely natural.
Man, right here.
And the vantage here is maybe around the corner would be the wisest thing, as the light, you know, kind of engulfs the area. The cavern is so huge and quite tall, to the point where you honestly can't help but be very wary about what's ahead. So as you see a corner there that seems a little bit safe, John heads over away from the party. Just he's like, I'm gonna take a look around this corner. And as you head over there, I would like you to roll a d8.
I didn't walk.
Oh, you didn't walk?
Yeah.
All right. So you.
I teleport from shadow to shadow.
Wait, you're in light. So you would have had
where's
to
the
walk.
light?
It's him.
It's him. So I walk next to this guy, get the shadow casted by his body.
Mm-hmm.
Poof. I'm going to another shadow.
I will accept it. All right. I will accept it. So as you,
I'm like,
was like, yeah, guys, bye bye, and then whoosh, and you just what the? Whoa. Monks, man. And as you and teleport yourself off to the corner over there, you're like, all right. It's like it feels like a wall.
but I'm not on the floor.
What?
I'm on the rocks.
You're on the rocks.
Yeah.
You would have to be on the floor first before you touch the rocks. And so as you're there and you make yourself, and as you feel the tiles at your feet, literally at the thing, you're just against the wall, and you're like, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're fine. I'm fine. You are absolutely fine.
So what's he moving along with the gold mine?
And so, you know, he's like, I remember him telling me something. Something! And as you continue walking, I'd like the rest of you to make D8, roll a D8.
Of course.
8.
7.
4!
Oh wait, sorry. Like this one for us, high numbers do not mean good things.
Not high.
Alright, so give me your D8 roll. 8. Okay, make a wisdom saving throw. So, in this case, with advantage.
I got 21.
21. So as it's like, oh, the thing about Goldmine was, he says, you know, these things are things that wizards use, and as you're thinking ahead to yourself, you're like, it's like, and be careful where you step. And as you're about to step onto the next tile right in front of you, you just kind of reel back for a moment, and then as the rest of you step on the tile in the group, what do the rest of I'm just gonna take his roll. I'm just gonna take his roll. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Wisdom
And
saving
everybody else make a wisdom saving throw.
throw. Thank God his wisdom.
Traps!
Me too.
No, you're not. You're not.
Wisdom saving.
18? 18?
21.
21.
Baltra is surprisingly
21.
wise.
21.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Oh no!
And so, as the rest of you,
Bountiful luck.
bountiful,
Reroll,
reroll,
Reroll.
Oh, okay.
bountiful luck, baby.
I love the rogue. We need a rogue.
Oh, okay. 25.
Alright. So as you know, you're like, it's like something about wizards and going. It's like, oh, that's I should be careful where I step. And as the rest of you are like, I'm
Wait,
sorry, be
what?
careful where you.
Wait.
And then as you step on the tile, and the like literally because you were hesitating when he said, oh, be careful where you step. You literally touch only the bottom heel toe part of your feet, as you feel a shock, like an electric shock. And you just and you pull away just in time. And then as you all move each other, I was like, what the hell was that? And Cliff just goes, I'm sorry, what was that? And he almost steps on it. Kadrin just goes like, and as the rest of you recall, you hear him talk, and as he finishes his sentence,
There's traps all over here.
I look at Steve, I look at the top, finishes the story faster.
and as you're there, just there against the wall, and you heard and you just saw all that happen, and you hear him say, "Oh, and there was traps," and you're like,
So you saying the traps are under the tile?
This is bountiful luck.
Or
They activated that. The trap, the tiles are like pressure plates.
Oh my
Activate the trap.
so my true self will not see this. So it's not a grin, it's a
Nope.
pressure plate.
Wherever
Yeah.
you go,
Oh my god, this guy.
"This guy, silent, right? Silent but dead. Silent but
Say
dead."
that twice
Right. And he himself is going crazy. And so as you were just like, oh, whoa, okay. And as the old man, he just goes like, that could have been one of them. And as the two of you who actually stepped on it for a moment, you look at him, it's like, you think? And it's like,
Finish the story faster.
and he's like, maybe let's not step on this. Yeah, maybe let's not step on this. And as you go around and look around, the rest of you start looking at your feet. you actually start looking at your feet, and sorry, did you raise your hand?
Yeah. Question. Could a flying broomstick potentially carry two small creatures?
Yes, it can.
Woo!
Sorry?
Look at this guy.
Steve, would you like to take a ride on my broomstick?
All right. So just to reiterate there, what just happened there. Our rogue arcane trickster has a broomstick, and knowing that there are pressure-plated tiles all over this cavern floor full of traps, he decides to pull out his broomstick and ask
You got
and ask this dwarf, "Would you like to ride on my broomstick?" And
I've never flown before.
imitations.
now, as you think back to the days, I was like, oh, I've flown with Ace before, but I've never flown on a broom before. Now that is quite the proposition. And so you accept?
Yes.
And as he mounts you on his broom, as he lifts you off your feet,
Okay.
all right. So now Steve and Kadrin over there are just
Riding.
they be riding together.
At this point, okay, so we must not step the tile.
Yes. And so as you all then suddenly start moving much more carefully through the area, you
Huh?
Huh?
Someone.
I just teleport on the side.
Yeah, I'll let you teleport on the side. All right. And so as you continue to move down, I would like you all to make. I would like the three of you left. That would be Cliff, Lumen, and Boltra. I would like you to make survival checks.
Why?
I'll guide this myself. for
Yeah,
this one.
I'll guide this myself also.
Yeah, survival checks as you try to make sure you're not stepping on anything.
Got it.
And so being very aware, just like
Can I also use my glaive? It has a reach, so 10 foot, and I'll use the end to poke the
Oh yeah,
tiles
you should. You can certainly try. All right.
Tujuh belas.
Tujuh belas.
Your favorite word of the day? Uno.
Wait. Bountiful luck.
How many of those do you have left?
It's once per turn in combat.
Oh, once per turn in combat. So this is an exploration
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
So technically he would have already used it.
Yeah. So yeah. Uno.
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 Okay. Uno. All right. And Cliff.
Is this survival, right?
This is a survival check. Yes.
23.
23. All right. So
You, you're
Steve,
fine.
as you're riding the broomstick, and it's really uncomfortable, you know? I mean, walking on a stick and then riding on one between your legs is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you can't help but notice, like, there's a cat at the back of the broom just kind of floating there.
Mr.
Yeah, the trusted, yeah.
The wing.
The winged cat that just seems to be sitting on the broom. And you wonder, it's like, no, a cat with wings, that's too lazy to fly. Aren't you just a cat then?
Yeah.
Just while you're asking yourself these very deep philosophical questions, you continue to moving unimpeded with Kadrin. And Kadrin, do you hear something? And you just kind of slow down on the broom, and you don't really know what's going on, but you can't help it. I guess if you're freaking hearing something, it's very unnerving. And in the case, and with Cliff, you have a glaive. Time to use it, and so. I mean, it's not like the last one was obvious, so. I mean, you're no stonemason, so you're kind of pretending like you know what you're doing, and you're like,
Yes, this is what I know.
this is good. This is a safe tile. Like literally every tile, you're like, tick, tick. Oh yeah, this is totally safe. And every tile you step on, you're like, oh Pelor, please help me. And as he prays to his own deity, as he's like, tick, tick. Oh Pelor, please help. Oh thank God. As you're surviving through sheer luck alone, it seems. Lumen, as you're like, it's like, oh, Pelor, come on. Everybody knows it's all about the moon, not the sun. Come on. As you, it's like, this is definitely safe, absolutely safe. And as you step on it, roll a d8.
Amen. Uno.
Uno, make a
Uno.
Constitution saving throw.
Uno really loves
Constitution.
Yes.
All right.
I don't think you can.
All right. 19.
Oh, not
19.
bad. Good roll.
All right. And so, as you step on it, you're like, it's like, stupid sun. It's like, it's my light that they're shining on there. It's like, come on, you could have at least attributed it to the right. And maybe in your hubris for a moment there, you were a little bit
Elvis.
distracted. And you're like, see, everyone can see. That's fine. That's fine. And as you step on it,
Fuck.
a cold shiver runs through your feet, through your heart. And as you... And it almost takes your entire body. This necrotic feeling just fills you. And as you, for momentarily, you feel, the ghosts just go around. And you feel yourself just go, almost like you're joining them. You step back as you look down at your feet and you can see some wear and aging on your feet. You take 27 points of damage, of necrotic damage.
27.
That would have killed a lot of low-level characters.
27.
27 points of
You have
necrotic
killed-
damage. And as you're like, and you see the aging on your feet,
You would have killed
you remember, Saloon accepts all. Saloon accepts all.
So the next of all, even I die, I still go to heaven.
And as you just fall onto the ground, and you're like, just prone onto the ground, you're like, oh gosh,
Okay.
Saloon accepts all.
So
Saloon accepts all.
Okay, this
Okay.
is fine. This is fine.
This
This
is-
is fine.
this is fine.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Wait, I just realized a thing. I look at Steve. Can you turn something to a flying being?
Before you end that thought, as you just like, everything's fine, you hear heavy footsteps. And you're like, you look around, and you see just spirits and ghosts, and one smoky, shadowy figure that seems to just move through. And you had your turn.
I would.
All right, now With that leaves the last teleporting boy over there. As you see them move around, and you saw the one guy use a glaive, and you're like, that guy knows some tricks, man. He can talk to bats. He can find these amazing traps. Man, this guy's got some real chops. I mean, this one guy's got fast reflexes, and he's got a magic broom and a cat. But that guy can talk to bats, and he can find traps. I need to learn from that guy. And then you hear heavy footsteps.
Oh shit, he's the last one.
I would like you all to roll for initiative.
Yeah. But maybe I'm the only one who can see him properly.
Yep. Alright, and so with that I need to make I'm just gonna arbitrarily use this because I don't actually know what the range of
What's the size?
no, the light.
The light is like 120 feet.
120 feet radius or
It should be radius. So this is huge.
20 feet, 20 feet, 5, 20 feet, 60, 70, 80,
Right, right.
By the way, everybody stick close if you're not.
I'm right next to Gator.
on a broom. You're right in his room. You're having the time of your life.
Yeah, because 20, 20.
Huh?
20, 20.
Because he bright when he
So yeah.
Oh.
20 feet, so 40.
Combat. This is
So 40 feet of bright light.
It's okay, come on, guys. It's just the first.
This is gonna be fun.
It'll be fine. Come on, you guys. You guys say that. You say that like combat is hard, man. Come on, combat is not hard. Relax, guys. Relax.
He's got like 700 HP.
Damn.
No, that's not yet possible.
All right, and so with that, everybody roll your initiatives. Pass me your initiatives, please.
Cliff 5.
Cliff.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
What? Omar. Sorry. 12 for Steve. 14 for John. All right. 9. Oh my gosh, what is happening? It's fine. 19 for our Ultra and for Caden. 12 too. Who wants to go first, Steve or Caden? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Steve or Caden. Who wants to go first?
I'm go. He can go first. I'm slow.
All right. So, Caden. All right. Let me just roll for these guys.
This guy.
You know what? For the sake of time, let's just roll for 1. Okay. Okay. And oh man, I can't look at my stuff. I have to look at it on my phone. Oh, that's sad. Okay.
This is it. Sudden, I see. I noticed why he went nuts. I understand why he went nuts. Because of this means.
Alright. Okay, excellent. Alright. And so, as you hear the and then you hear and you hear you all look around, and as you see that shadowy figure just disappear and it heads towards you.
Nail it. I'm the one who sees this.
Yes, you do. And because
How did you roll?
because you can roll.
No. It's not what can they roll, it's what, how the hell that Caden see nothing.
What the
Wait. He's on the name.
Right next to John 3.
Alright, and hold on, let me just put that in. Alright, so as you see from the shadowy figure through your true sight.
Wait, so you're attacking John 3 first?
Is it that big?
Oh, sorry, it's not going after John 3, it is going after
Okay.
Lumen. Yes, thank you for that. Anyways, So as as you see the form of a shadowy, very fiendish-looking chain devil head your way.
Ah, chain devil. Ah.
Of course it is. Oh yeah, by the way, this is purely my mistake. I
Yes,
forgot to add that I have aura of protection.
which is a
+3 on all saves.
on all
To
saves.
everybody near me.
For the future, please
Yes, that's
please
not-
remind the
definitely
party.
my problem.
Yes, no problem.
No worries.
Just remind the
I
party
understand.
afterwards, because that would have been very, very
Yes.
useful to a lot of people.
Sorry, dude. My
All right,
mistake.
and so it is a surprise round
Ah,
for
yes.
him, which means at this surprise round he heads
gonna
over to
float on the
Lumen, and as he just goes, and you can see the floating chains and hooks as he's just silently going over to you. You see the true form of this chain devil, and I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
+3 by the way.
Hmm?
+3.
Alright, 30.
Hurt.
What?
Wisdom saving throw. All right, nice,
33.
excellent.
No, 30. Already cut off plus 3 already. 30.
Oh.
All right, and so as the chain devil just heads over to you, and you see it in the eyes because you can actually see him. You make a mistake and you forget a chain devil that you fought before. You stare him in the eyes, and for a moment his face shimmers, and he takes the form of one of the nuns, one of the priests that raised you in
I
the
see.
church.
You're not the mother nun I know of, you son of a bitch.
And as you say so, the figure dissipates, and it doesn't take form. As you see the true form, and you really see the true form of this chain devil that's heading towards you. However, it doesn't help
I
as he
see.
comes after you.
In
And-
Inferno. Yeah, Help me.
All right, and so
Oh boy.
as he goes after you, he does not have his assassinate, nor does he have a sneak attack, because you can see him now.
Yes.
Because of your true sight, you can see him, so he does not have access to assassinate or sneak attack.
Oh.
But he attacks you with 2 chains as he just swings chain after chain at you. Alright, and that is gonna be. It's gonna be the rolling after. That's not gonna be. Okay, that is a dirty 20 for the first hit,
That's not hit.
and that is going to be
Yeah.
a 23 for the second one.
Hit.
Hits.
The second one hit. The first one does not hit.
Oh, wait, you're prone.
What advantage?
Sorry, my
That's
bad,
fine.
my
So
bad,
the
my
first
bad.
one is 23.
So the first one is 23, which hits.
Which hits? Second one?
And the second one is a 24.
Both hits.
Both hit. And so as he just... And from your view, you're just like, okay, they're getting the tiles. As long as they get the tiles and you hear that. And you're like, what the heck? And as your eyes move over, you see from within the darkness, within your domain, the shadows, you see hooks just appear out of nowhere mid-air and claw themselves into Lumen. And that is going to be a total of 22 points of damage.
Alright.
And I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw twice.
This is just to treat.
Okay.
Careful.
First one.
Legendary actions.
So first one is 22.
22 will make it.
Second one is 13.
13 will not make
Plus
it.
3.
So,
So already there. Already plus 3. Already
alright,
there.
and so you take 36 points of poison damage,
Mm.
and
So-
you are grappled.
Got it. So
GG.
hold on. So 36 plus 22, right? Am I correct?
Yep. 36.
Just 36.
36 total. Sorry, 36 total plus
Ah,
22.
plus 22. So yeah, I was correct on that one.
Ah, sorry. All right, and so as you literally, you're like, Zik, you see the creature just move towards you, and you break free from its unnerving gaze.
Is that
The creature still just whips towards you, and then holds on to you with its 2 chains as it wraps around you onto the ground.
That's my thing.
Yep. And as you
Centrism.
you hold down, and then the rest of you hear the sounds of chains and the sounds of ah as Lumen screams out in the corner. You look back and you see this red chained up creature just going after a now chained Lumen.
Can we see these chains still
Yeah,
sticking
I
out?
think-
Yes, you
But
can.
we can't see
We can see the
devil.
creature.
Yes, and it is that was the surprise round.
Okay.
But because it was in the beginning of the round anyway, next up is Ultra.
So I see the chain person now.
Yep, you see the chained person now.
So I'm going to just rush up and attack him with my vicious great axe.
Alright, and so you move 5, 10, 15 feet, and because you didn't specify, I would like you to roll a d8.
The traps.
4.
4.
And I'll roll from. Let's throw for now. I rolled 15 plus.
3.
Depend. 3, 18. 18 plus what?
8. D8. Sorry, D8.
Yeah, 4.
4. Make a charisma saving throw.
That's good for me. That's 26.
26.
Wait, no. Yeah, 26. Plus 3.
All right. And as you step on that on a tile for a moment, you can't help but feel a sense of dread and hopelessness that hits you. You step on it and you're like, so I can save him. What if I can't? What if I can't save him? But I will, fucking damn it! Ah! And you charge through, and you don't know what hit you for a moment. You continue your charge, and then you may certainly go for your attack.
Okay, so I'll roll for attack. No.
Yes, you may now roll for attack.
And it's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 will hit, yes.
And it's a d12. And I will divine smite
Go for it.
Wonderful.
on a 4th level spell slot.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sure.
That is.
That's a 20 normal great X damage already. Smite now. Is it undead or a fiend? Is it?
It is a fiend, yes.
Yeah, boy.
So 2. Okay, so number 1's 2, 3,
Oh,
4, 5.
6.
So 68. So you roll 68.
20 plus 27 and 29. 34. 39. 30, 34. Yeah, 38. 45.
This is Paladins.
40. 47. 49 points of damage.
49 points of damage. That is a
That's my first attack.
Alright, and so and so as you just see this figure and you just go, it's like, I can't save him. I won't make it in time. Oh, fuck that shit, I'm saving him. Yeah! And you divine smite and act as the light once again. Another source of light within this cavern ignites. For a moment there, you see those ethereal creatures just shake around as Lumen sees
Wait, I
the
have
ethereal
one more
spirits just
time
run
because
around.
It's a fiend, right?
What?
It's a fiend.
Yes.
One more. 56.
56. All right. Okay. And so as you one hit, as the sound of a hammer just goes, just emanate through the area, some of those ethereal spirits getting hit by this radiant energy, it's almost like they're continuing to pass through and kind of dissolve, and you can almost feel like the ethereal spirits just enter the darkness and just kind of join the light for a moment there. It is the effect of a divine smite from the Raven Queen. Anyways,
My second attack.
for your second attack.
It's over D21.
Oh god.
Wait, I rolled a d12!
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
No.
Nope, that's a hit. I'm pretty sure that's a hit. 14.
14 does not hit.
I rolled it.
Yeah, that's what
wait, no, wait, that's not my d20!
Yep. And so as you go for the second one, the creature, as you hit with the first divine smite, the chains that grappled onto Lumen, they dissipate and disappear. You are no longer grappled. But with the second attack, without its chains, it just dodges away from you. And then, as a reaction, it's gonna look you in the eyes.
Ah,
I
God.
would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I'm looking with him. This is a 9 plus 8 is 17. 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So as you look at, as he looks into your eyes and you look at his, for a moment there, this evil creature once again changes his form into something else. This something else. It looks like an old lady, a hag for a moment. You know, it's like and then you just shake it off.
No.
You shake it off, no, and you see the visage of the chain devil once again.
You can't do this to me no more. No more. Not again.
All right, hey man, I'm after you. Anyways, next up is John. You are up.
Hey, let's do this, bro.
As you are in the shadows. Yes, you are certainly in the shadows right now. As you see, all this happening. What do you do?
So I've got 60 feet of movement, and
Alright.
also I got 60 feet of teleportation. So is that like a total of 120?
Total of 120. Yes, altogether.
If you're close to me, you can have advantage.
Cool.
But you kind of have to be able to see where you teleport.
Yeah. I thought he used all my shadow.
Oh,
No, as long as I got shadows to
Ah.
see. So
Yeah.
if there's light blocked by
Yeah.
something, I got shadow there.
I'll accept it.
Alright, so I'll boom through right behind the devil.
So you boom through right behind you'll have to go around this corner. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And once you're out of there, 25, you can teleport 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. About 40 feet there.
Oh my god.
During that walk over, I would like you to roll a d8.
And 8.
Then we step back in.
Uh,
Roll it. You can do this.
Yep, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, so
Plus
17.
three, you're near me. 20, 20 already.
Yeah, more than 30, more than 25.
He stepped further away from you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, what was it?
Still 20.
You rolled
8
a
plus 17, I don't know how to count.
25.
25.
25.
26, something like that.
As you once again you go out into the darkness, you're like, okay, I can make it. Fuck, and it's like it was the same one they stepped on. And you're like, shit, and as you just remembered it at the last moment, you're like, fuck, oh shit, fuck this, I'm teleporting.
Why did you do that in progress?
And you're like, okay, I need to get around there, shit, and poof, you teleport over behind the creature as you see this very Herculean red creature as you're behind him from the shadows. What do you do?
Cool, so I attack an extra attack.
That was a bonus action to teleport, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, let's do this, man.
So I'll just. Oh, because I teleported, I got advantage from the teleportation for me.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, he's using.
Wonderful luck!
Beautiful luck. Let's do this.
Let's do this!
It's the same thing.
Plus 5 plus 9, 14!
No!
14 doesn't hit.
14 will not hit. So
my
you were
extra
attacking with just your fist,
My fist,
staff?
yeah, I'm gonna like slap him.
Right, so as you're like, it's like, and like you're behind, it's like, whoop, and then the creature, its head just turns back, and you see part of its eye, and you're like, shoot, and then you're like, look away. It's like, look at what? What else is there to look at? Whoosh, you miss.
Another attack.
Second
Can I
attack.
go extra attack?
Yep, and you go for an extra
Do I
attack.
go advantage or just crit?
You lost advantage at this point.
I know. That hits.
16 plus 9, yeah.
16 plus 9,
20 something.
25?
25 will hit. And so, hit what? There's nothing else to hit. And then,
So I missed.
yeah.
Um,
You're like, woof. And you back slap the guy.
oh, it's what? 7.
7 does hit. 7 will hit. And so, as you you literally, I was like, just back slap the guy, just going.
What kind of weapons you have?
I got a short sword. But it's the same thing
His-
as my ornament.
Yep, his hands are better.
And it's magical.
His hands are better, and they actually count as magical. And so, John 3, as you lost your footing there for a moment, teleported behind him, he turns his neck over like a weird cricking motion, like shit. It's like, hey. Next up, Kadron, you are up as you're on the broom, and you see him. And it's like, don't look at his eyes. And then he's like, look at what? And he was like, oh gosh. And while you're on the broom with Steve over there, what do you do as you're floating just a little bit hovering off the ground? What do you do?
Alright. So, bonus action. Versatile trickster.
Whoa!
All right, so you can go ahead.
Okay. So with my mage hand, I can distract the chain devil
Okay.
for my turn. That grants me the advantage, I think.
So help action.
No, it's not a help action.
Oh.
So bonus action, as you see him turn his head around and get bitch slapped across the face, and then you mage hand another hand. And although it doesn't do anything, it gets him right in the eyes, and it's just like gets bitch slapped. He like menacingly turns over towards towards behind him towards John,
twice?
and then there another soft, and he's like, you son of a. It's like you see hands that fast? Let's see them again. Right, and so you have an action.
Chill touch.
Chill touch.
Tennis right now.
Okay, go ahead and.
It's what the usual fights happen. It's not as menacing at first.
23 will certainly. Yeah, 23 will certainly hit.
This is funny.
And so as like miss, he turns menacingly. It's like, and he just like, did you just slap me again? It's like, was it me? And then as you go, it was me. Chill touch, roll for damage.
You roll 4 dice at level 16 or
4 dice at level 16, yes.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh, come on, he was supposed to be spooky. Come on, guys.
No more spooky. He's not funny.
It's always happen like this, no matter what.
It does. It certainly does.
15.
15. 15, alright. Oh, okay. Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
Doing 7 damage.
Alright, do you have any other actions
Just aside from I might
You
not
have
leave
spells,
at the end
what?
of the combat? No problem then. And so, as
Darkness, dark vision.
as
sneaky things.
he goes in, grabs Lumen, chains him up, and you're like, Cliff just comes by, divine smite, chain disappears. Then, and I was like, did you just slap me? No, it was me. This bitch slapped in the face. What? With a chill touch, as the arcane hand comes back with a chill hand, just slaps in the face for more damage. He's like, as you just literally just grunts, and he looks towards all of you and just goes, and you can see him just start getting wispy and smoky again, and he just goes like, General Everbleed says hi. And as he introduces himself as a follower of General Everbleed,
Oh my god.
the general that's been chasing after you, hunting after you, going after Dara, you once again encounter another one of his minions, which is this chain devil.
Oh my god. that
Steve.
minion is big.
Steve, well, you're like, and so if you are
So
a
full of
cat,
That's the guy.
and the wings are ornamental, and then it's like I mean you can sound like a cat, divine smite and those, and you might like have magical abilities, and then another slap, and it's like, I guess you could cat paw too. Does that make you a cat, or does that make you? And then another chill touch slap to the face. I was like, I'm sorry, what's happening?
I love the character, man. I think that's hilarious.
And so at this point, you see the fight going on. What do you do? As you're just floating, just wistfully on this broom, and you're like still pondering about that cat over there.
So do you eat flying
I
fish?
can't talk.
It's like this.
Oh well, this is really deep.
All right, what do you do? Yeah. So just to recap what this round was, it was total silence, cavern, tiles, dangerous tiles, one guy keeping vantage, keeping clear, then suddenly broom, and suddenly out the darkness comes the chain devil, attacks the cleric, pulls her down and pulls him over. Then suddenly the paladin comes in, divine smite, and all hell breaks loose. And suddenly a shadowy boy comes up. It's like, okay, I got this. Who? Pam! And then his buddy follows up. It's like, Pam. Guy gets distracted. He looks, bam, gets smacked. And he gets smacked on the lap. It was like, you hit me. Soft touch to the face. It's like, you hit me again. It's like, no, that was me. Chill touch to the face. Another slap to the face. Then he looks at all you and he's like, General Everbleed sends her regards. I was sent here to come after elk. Like, and although he doesn't prone or die, as the elk just charges and at Sariash, the chain devil gets knocked over into the air, it just disappears into smoke.
Oh.
But I still can see him, right?
Huh?
I still can see him.
What?
I
In
can-
this case, no. It wasn't an invisibility or anything like that.
Yeah.
This case. And so as Sariash disappears once again, you're just like,
Okay, back to combat over?
combat over.
Yeah!
No damage
We did it! I did it! We did it!
Hey, no damage taken. Are you guys saying that for real? The only guy who got damaged.
And so, yeah, it was just coming in. That's all that happened there. That's literally all that happened there.
But it's a fun battle. It's been long since I had a high level battle.
Alright, and that was much faster than I thought. And so at that point, you all just like, okay. And then as you're like, it's like, oh, is the hunt over? I mean, and then you look at your elk and he's just like, hey, Moosey! What's his name? Moosey!
We now have Moosey the elk.
Can I write it?
Can we ride it?
You certainly can.
That's all clever out here.
So as those of you without flying brooms find, it's like, you know what? Let's just ride the elk.
What's the issue of elk?
It's okay for the sake of this. I can shorten it. Anyway, so as you're just like, as everyone's like, just climbs onto the elk, and the elk just with hooves doesn't technically make contact with the tiles. And it's antlers. Yep, he's got antlers. Oh yeah, you can certainly. He's like, I ain't touching that. And as you all play a collective game of the floor is lava, you safely make your way as you then just goes like, no, that hunting was interesting. Oh, Moosey, do you remember when? And as the Moose just goes, I remember the days during the spring. And it's like, oh, what's wonderful days? And then you feel yourselves moving.
So yeah, I live curfew.
Oh, you have preview.
Yeah, curfew. So I could go now.
Oh, and so does Cater so does Wafi, technically. So it's okay. And so with that, as as Kadrin, you just at this point you're just really careful that you don't hear any more footsteps. And although the maddening sound is, like you don't hear nothing, everybody else, you can tell that they're kind of looking at you, because every time you twitch and you're like, huh? Everyone else just goes like, yeah. Because, you realize, he's not crazy after all.
He's not crazy.
And with that, I will purple maybe you guys. I think we will take, with that, I guess we'll take maybe 5 to 10 minute break. Break. Right, thank you, Wafik, and thank you, Dane, for joining us today for another Adventures League. Hopefully I'll see you in another 2 weeks where we'll have the next Adventures League. And now the guy with bountiful luck and the cleric is gone. Oh yeah! This is gonna be fun. Tune in. okay, it's okay. No harm done, no harm done.
That was cool.
All right, so I'm so sorry for people for the people who weren't here for it. You had to be there. Anyways, as we got back into the game, they find themselves into a new chamber. As they open the doors, ash and fog that filled the room for God knows how long emanated out. As they walk into the room, trying to figure out a way to get through this giant chasm full of just fog and ash, they decided to use one of their magical items, to cast the spell Windwalk that turned them into ethereal clouds. Now, as they all separated individually separated to try and figure out how to traverse this room, John lifted up and discovered more, resonant chimes on the ceilings in this very giant musical chamber of sorts. As he also saw from above the bed of fog, just green lights, just specks all over this musical chamber. Meanwhile, Boltra and Cliff, as they tried to investigate more about the area, they meditated back into their solid forms after looking around and wanting to figure out what all these sudden scorch marks and bones that they had discovered as the wind around them began to build up and build into a small tornado, converging the smog into the room towards them. As they discovered scorch marks from large explosions, they now realize a continually rising and converging group of small, tiny fire flickers come towards them. And when they heard the sounds of chattering, of bones or bony teeth, they realize that they once again encountered one of their old creatures, a flame skull, an undead, magical-ish type creature that has a horrible knack of exploding and coming back an hour later. And as they find themselves somehow, unfortunately, drawing many of those flame skulls around them towards this center where they are, they prepared for battle, and they prepared to disappear into the ethereal plane once again to try and avoid the fight. Meanwhile, Steve, while still in his ethereal mode, making use of the fact that his arthritis is gone, has gone off to the side and found himself a wall where he finds more resonant pillars. He takes the minute to meditate out of his windwalk into his solid form, and once he does, he strikes the resonant pillars, starting up a chain reaction of a song being triggered. And as the song begins to play, and as Steve sees all the converging flame skulls and yeets himself out of there while still in ethereal mode, finds Steve as Steve strikes the musical.
John.
As John yeets himself out and finds Steve. Steve just strikes at the resonant pillar, and a music begins to fill the giant chamber. And with that, that's where we last left off. We apologize for the technical difficulties. You had to be there. Oh, you had to be there. It was a whole shark, Jaws moment there. Oh my
If
god.
you can see at the board there, it's quite
Yeah,
scary.
it is certainly something. Anyways, so back into it. As the music continues to play and that elven song begins to really resonate inside this room, everybody made charisma saving throws with disadvantage, except for John over here, who is still in ethereal mode. Okay, I would like everybody, give me your results.
13.
13,
24.
24,
23.
23. Alright, and so,
we have +3 in our.
All right,
Yes.
23,
No,
24,
you're too far away for the effect.
27.
27.
Oh no!
Yeah, and so, as the two of you hear the song, and you feel the drowsiness just overcome you, and just it really is quite hard to stay awake. Just this is a powerful song, and it makes you feel such a strong lullaby. You have been able to stand awake now, but the feeling of sleepiness just continues to gnaw at you. However, Steve, as you ding and you strike it, it's like ding, you say, "Oh, this is a beautiful song. I'm gonna take As he just lays down next to the pillar, listening to the music just playing, he goes to sleep.
Do I hear this?
You hear it. Oh yeah, and
I'm
you're
affected.
you're not affected as you look at Steve just sleep, and then you're like, dude.
Taking a long rest, I
Okay,
see.
yeah, there's guys that over there. There's, they're gonna need some, and I would like you to roll for initiative.
Do I roll?
Yeah, you're part of the initiative round.
Why?
I don't know.
You're automatically the slowest.
I'm 6.
Not fun.
What did you roll?
Come on, how can we do this, dude?
I
It's
rolled,
fine.
I rolled
Fine.
14.
I can't even see.
Just wake me up.
Yo, Cliff, we might have to.
All right, give me your initiative.
What do we do?
You're last, so you're one.
For Cliff point of view, he,
Yeah, you
he
are
don't know
like
anything.
the absolute
just
last
music
there.
just starts at what?
Cliff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 11.
11. All right, that is 11 for Cliff. Boltra, what you got?
14.
14 for Boltra. And
Got a 6.
got a 6 for the only safe one, John.
He's sick. What?
And collective roll for these boys. All right.
They're not affected by the song, huh?
What, these things?
Yeah.
No.
They don't know. They don't have ears.
They're not cultured.
Yeah.
That's one problem.
They're not cultured.
They don't know music.
I don't know.
Can I, oh my goodness, we're fucked.
Fine.
We'll be fine.
Should we fight or should we run, bro?
Yeah, why not?
It's interesting to think that there was an option.
Where you gonna run?
Oh my god, with Anas, there's only fight.
What? Come on! I don't do that
That general
all
guy.
the time. Anyways, so beginning of the round is the flame skulls,
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's get ready to die, man. Well,
and so as they well, hold on, how far away? 5, 10, 15,
Should I
20,
call that
35, 30, 35, 40, 40.
Just that swims around.
You know, get the two angels.
Yeah, should I get the 2 angels?
Oh, you
Fuck
just
them.
hate you. They're gonna hate you.
fuck forever.
Can I cast?
I'll just tell the other, the owl guy.
All right. I'm so sorry.
You die.
As the flame skulls begin to get closer towards you, and they see you guys there at the center, because thanks to the gust, it is clear area now. They have absolute view of you. As they begin to, as they cast a spell, and from the center of where you guys are 3
Fireball.
fireballs.
No.
And that would be what size?
86?
86 for the basic one.
8d6. 8d6.
That's a lot, dude.
Reaction
those.
cast absorb elements.
Absorb elements.
386.
You die, bitch.
So next saving throw 3 times, right?
Good thing I'm asleep. I don't even know this thing.
I have one more win, bro. Do you want it? You want to run? And for me, it's actually.
It is a total of 96 points of fire damage.
Hero for a save.
In total 96. Make 3 dexterity
Yeah.
saving throws.
Ooh. That's first one is 18
18.
plus my 3 plus 3. 18 hits.
10.
18. Yeah, 18. That's one. You made one.
That's 13.
13 will just make it, so that's too good.
And that's another 13.
That's another thing that will just make it.
So
So
13
that is half damage on all of them. So that's 96 divided by 2.
47?
Yeah, 47. Let's say 40. 40.
40 left?
I'm bad at math. 43.
Oh, that just puts me at 150.
48, sorry, 48.
Oh, never mind. That's like 150.
Yep, so that's 48 points of fire damage for you.
I failed 1, passed 2.
Okay, so.
I got a 10, 13, and a 19.
Alright, so that's. Yep, okay, so
66.
60.
86.
86.
You know what? I'll give you a round number. 83.
83. Because I saved divided by 2. Because I saved twice.
Oh no, that's the total.
Oh, alright, total already.
Right.
Then because of absorb elements, I gain resistance.
Yep. Hold on, that was 10.
Is it rounded up or rounded down?
20, rounded up.
Bro, do you want to walk away, guy?
We should.
I think we should. I have one more beat of wind walking.
Did it reach me?
Nope.
Well, they haven't noticed me, have they?
Yes, we don't.
That's what that looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, do. Oh no. Oh my. Apologies, that camera was off. It's synchronizing now. Oh my. Alright. So, that is those, and there will be.
Baltra.
For now, that will be it for them. The closest ones that got you hit you with a fireball. Oh no, what's going on?
Don't worry about it, we'll do it so
Alright, hold on. Let me just pause.
Okay, go.
Alright?
Okay.
Okay, alright, so ignore the technical difficulties with our map right now. So, Boltra, at the top of the round, what do you do?
You got to do.
Is it what's the casting time for windwalk?
Item.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. So, as you once again pull another windwalk speed,
I'm sorry, Steve!
as you smash it, and both of you immediately go into ethereal mode once again. The flame skulls, after the explosion, literally it riddles the place. You went continuous explosions, and then literally as the dust literally kicked up from the ground, leaving a huge powder of air just fluttering across. Despite all odds, you all are on the floor just going, let's get the hell out of here! Freaking windwalk! And as the dust settles, and there's only, those bits of bones from earlier, that the flame skulls begin to as they're satisfied that they've taken out more intruders. As the song continues to play, and you all just in ethereal mode, you're like, and then as you enter your ethereal mode, and the song's effects no longer grip you.
Sorry, Steve. This was for the survival of our smoke.
And as you just try to randomly as you head over, and as you just run off over southeastwards towards where he was, just out of sheer instinct. John, as you're just looking, is like, dang it, Steve. Those guys need help. They need help over there, Steve. This is not the right time to be sleeping. I mean, the monsters over there, they're clicking their things. They're gonna be. As you look back and see like an ash cloud, and it's like the entire cavern gets illuminated for a moment there with like big fireballs, and you're like, okay, maybe stay asleep. And then by that time, you're like, you just can't help but you just hand over your chest and it's like, we will remember you. And then there, as you see the smog, and they're just like, it's like half, largely burnt, and they're like, as they see you, and you're like, hey, you made it, hey guys,
Can they hear me now?
and it's like, and again, you're just like, and as the two of you is like,
What are you talking about?
Bro, we can't talk about it. I'm just using gestures.
and as all of you, you look down, and you just see Steve, and as you see, those flame skulls just over there, just talking about, as they're just like following around, as they continue to diverge away towards the cavern's ends again, as the music continues to. And Steve, he's just like, and you're like,
And then I tried gesture. Do not become Steve.
yeah, it's like, and as you all get it, as the flame skulls continue to just randomly fire off, fire ray, another fire ray, a few fireballs, just for insurance, because that's what they do, because they think it's like, oh, things moving in the cloud, they just attack it, and you're just like, nobody follow Steve. Don't be Steve.
Don't be Steve. Oh, that was a bad part. Oh.
Meanwhile, Steve. Meanwhile, Steve.
It's time to die.
As you're like, oh, this is a good place to go to sleep, and almost like that, you fall asleep, and then you find yourself in the most beautiful garden. Oh, what a beautiful garden! It is truly, truly a beautiful garden. As you're just there, it's like such peacefulness. There's like a river just off there, a little bridge, endless sky, endless rolling hills. Wow. This is like the Windows XP. This right here. Yeah. This right here. Grass beneath your feet. Oh, beautiful smell in the air. Yeah, beautiful smell in the air. You're like taking a deep breath. Your body feels light. Just like, when you're in Windwalk, you don't feel your arthritis. Oh, this is a wonderful dream. You're breathing it in. Oh, maybe that's some pollen. Whereas in real life, because of the dust. And then you're like, this is beautiful. And as there's explosions in real life, you just, the shaking of the trees shake, and then a beautiful breeze of sakura flowers just emanates down. You're like, wow.
I'm stretching it.
This is a great, great place. And then on top of the bridge, just across the very rapidly moving river, you see a very, very lovely lady. Oh, this is a very lovely lady. Somewhat tan skin, pointy ears, auburn hair. It's like an elf. Wow. Back in my day. I'd like to consider, Steve, you'd like to consider yourself, a little bit of
You must have a solid
experience
6.
man. That's right, that's
It
right.
says 12 here.
And as you can't help but pep in your step, you're just heading over. It's like, oh hey, cane in hand, woo, oh hey, woo, oh hey, pretty lady. And then as you head on over, this elf, almost like she's not really staring at you directly, almost like she's just facing at you. You just say, you just hear her say, before you can even introduce yourself, just say, why have you come here? Her elf, her voice just kind of twinges a little bit. You shouldn't be here. You'll wake them. They need to rest. Go. And then almost like this lady just kind of goes back in reverse. And she just kind of faces your way again, just goes, why have you come here? And just repeats the same message over and over again. Why have you come here? You shouldn't be here. You'll wake them. They need to rest. Go. This goes back to that playing. And you tried to talk, you tried to say something, but no response at all. You just, it's like, she just won't let you pass by the bridge. You kind of look around, you try to talk to her, you put your hand, you try to touch her, and then just your hand goes through. It's some kind of illusion.
NPC.
And then you're like, it's like, oh.
Mind simulation.
This is the Matrix. And as you
One of those
then,
Skyrim ones.
yeah. Yep, you're having one of those moments. And you're like, oh, okay. I should go? Go where? And then you wake up. And as you and you smell like really bad ash in the air, There is dust kicking everywhere. There's like the smell of fire. Whoa, someone cooking? and then you hear the sounds of chattering nearby, and you're like, oh, those sound like my old bones. As you get up and you're just like looking about, there's no one there.
No, when he does that, I take my hand.
And as you're like trying to direct him, trying to do something, Steve, what do you do?
Well, I mean, are they focused on me now?
No, they haven't seemed to have noticed you.
No, so
You were just sleeping peacefully.
I just kind of assess my situation.
And you're like, I'm in danger. Yeah, your friends aren't here, and you see a dropped torch where the torch that was lit with light. There's like a dimming light there, and as you like see the dimming light, it's a cleared area. Like there was a large clearance of that fog. There was only bones left, and whatever was left of that torch has completely ignited. Oh no!
My friends are dead.
Just like Will. And you're like, oh no.
Wilson!
Wilson! Oh, it's Wilson all over again.
And in my anger, I turn into a water elemental.
So, you're going for it?
Oh, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, let him do it. Let him do it.
Alright.
I'm gonna go in for a
So as you're like,
bang.
turn into a water elemental, you go, and the rest of you are just like, just in your ethereal mode, you're just like, we're not even. And then the horrible thing, a horrible realization as you move into your water elemental mode, everything's dark and you can't see anything. As you're like, oh!
Wait, hold on. When he bangs onto the walls, does it like apa berbunyi lagi?
So as you in your water elemental mode, you no longer have any dark vision. And so it is just darkness as you're stomping. As you're like, eventually the flames collapse towards you. And as they explode themselves into you, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to do this. Oh, that's bad.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That is so bad. That is so
I'm
bad.
sorry.
Oh, that is so bad. Oh, that is so bad. Okay.
This is the way it's meant to be. This is the way. This is the end of Steve's story.
Do we see him? Okay, guys. Let's pay some respect for Steve.
R.I.P. Steve.
All right. You are a water elemental, so this is reduced damage. You take a total of 240 points of fire damage reduced.
Reduced by what? It's already reduced.
That is reduced.
That's reduced.
As literally all the flame skulls in there rush towards you.
I'm dead.
What's your water elemental health first?
I'm pretty sure it's not enough.
Yeah, what health is your water elemental?
Yeah, we need to count it up.
We need to count it, man. I'm so happy I bought those prayer beads. I'm so fucking happy. Trust me.
Yeah, you never know what comes in useful.
Holy shit.
Too bad you can't buy them.
I can regenerate them.
I'll take them. Anyways, what's a water elemental health?
Man, this is good. I was just floating around.
Thank God it wasn't this.
Thank God it wasn't us.
I really wanted to save Steve, but I can't
Water
see him.
elemental health is 114.
114. 114 minus 240. What is Steve's actual health?
Oh,
30 plus your 35 and 20
it's 183 plus 35.
plus 20.
Yeah, plus 20. So it's 200 and that
30 something. So what's your health for your character?
Yeah,
The water elemental.
Your Steve is 160?
Yeah, 163 plus 55.
Okay, so you should have about, you should have 37 health left.
Oh my god!
As you, what was that? Oh, my friend! just burnt and like singed all over as the flame skulls have all exploded themselves, and they'll be back in like an hour. And as you're like, as you see your dark vision again, you're like, and as you're like, I will remember you all. And by that point, I imagine you all return back to.
No, I didn't want to return yet.
The flame skulls are all gone. All gone. And as my friends, I will continue on your. And as they all appear out of nowhere, you're like,
As soon as I lay on hands, I'll lay on hands in 40.
40.
And
So,
I'll use cure wounds. Wait, fuck it! Lay on hands! They did well!
alright.
It's suffering enough!
Alright. Okay, so, as your friends, from your point of view, literally came back from the dead.
I want to say this. I came back. Suck, bitch!
Thank you, though. I've never seen a water elemental get taken down that fast. Yeah, because normally the moon druids with elemental modes are the most tankiest things in D&D.
I know.
That is dangerous. So I'm amazed you got through that.
Calculated risk, bro.
Calculated. I was bad at math, but you know. Yes, well done. And so, for the interest of time right now, as you guys reel back from that. As you reel back from that absolute clutch move there.
So there's no more fog.
The fog has dissipated. It's all been splashed. So at least around you guys, it's all been splashed. The music continues to play, but with the water there, it doesn't make proper sounds now.
And that you fall asleep again.
And as you can't fall asleep when you're exploding, right? And so as you regain, and everyone's just looking at you, and you're like, for my friend, and they come back, and you're like, oh. And Voltra just goes over, lays on hands, and as you feel some of your strength recoup, and your body just goes, psych! And you're like, oh, that's the second funniest prank.
My friend Kevin.
So as you begin to drone off a little bit here, and as you notice a little bit of those green flickers just come back from some of the dust in the area, the dust does come, the flame skulls do come back. You know this. And so you're like, yeah, you know what? Let's just go with this. As you just trace the walls, and almost like you can still kind of hear the song that was inside your head. Whether you address it to your party here or not, that the dream that you had, and the very, very fine, elven lady in your dream, you kind of feel like you know where to go. Kind of like it's like, hey, I didn't know where I was, but I don't feel that lost anymore. And so as you head southward, as you follow the pillars, you find yourselves at another giant door. There are another door, and maybe because your buddy here, helped you get some of your health back. Maybe because the ground is wet now. It doesn't take you guys too long to push it open, and as you push it open, beyond the door is just green grass, rolling hills, and open sky, blue skies. There are sakura flowers and rolling hills all over, and just in the distance, there's even a river and stream, and a red-looking bridge, just like in your dream. And there, on that bridge, you can kind of see a very fine auburn lady. And as she's like, hey! yes, your body was in your dream, but hey, as you streak your way on over. And that is where we'll end tonight's game.
Oh, that was amazing.
All right. Yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulty in the second half. I'm sorry to the people who are going to be watching that YouTube video because y'all missed out on a lot.
That was amazing.
But yeah, that is the end of today's game. Unfortunately, that is not the end of this session, this module. But I'll carry over. I'll consider this the end of the session for now. There's not really much left. With that, I'm gonna say congratulations for joining, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Tonight's Avernus game. I hope you all had fun, and I hope it wasn't too daunting for you to join us with all of that happening. I'm not sure if you knew, but yeah, water elemental druids are very, very tanky.
I didn't know it added on. I was like, oh, yeah.
At level 16, they are quite.
Nate's buff saved your life.
Legit. How many you got left? 36.
37 was the last one.
37. Gila. How much did he get?
35 for Dave, 20 for me.
There were so many fire skulls. There were so many fire skulls, man. Yeah.
How many were there?
I don't have my map right now, but I think it was in like the 16s or.
Guys, let's give a round of applause to the man.
Thank you. Your Pharaoh thanks you for your gratitude. All right, and that's the end of tonight's game. We'll be playing this game regularly. To those of you who are interested in joining us for a crazier game like this, do drop by Wild Magic, and hope to see more of you soon. Hope to see you guys soon too. Thank you everyone again. I hope you had fun, and good night and drive safe.